Okay, I read this very fascinating story about the four lepers in Second Kings chapter 7 from verse 3 all the way to 20. Now, this story was so fascinating that these lepers, leprosy according to Old Testament tradition, whoever has leprosy is annihilated, not separated from the crowd. So they are thrown to maybe an isolated asylum where they are not allowed to make contact with the normal people because according to them leprosy is contagious, and so these guys were thrown out of exiled from their own country for no just offense, just because they had leprosy. And then within that period, there was terrible hunger and famine in the land. And so the king was helpless. And here was everybody, literally, it got so worse that mothers were killing their children, to feed on. That's to tell you how terrible the hunger situation was. And then it got to a point where the lepers, about four of them, got together at the outskirts of the town where they were in an asylum, isolated camp, like an abandoned set of human beings. And then they said to each other, right now there's hunger in the city. And if we go to the city, they will kill us. And now the Syrian army, they've gathered to war against these people that were already plagued with famine and hunger. And so if we stay here, we will die of hunger. If we go into the city, we will die because they don't have food. If we go to the Syrian camp, we will die. But again, let's make a choice. And so they decided to march towards the direction of the Syrian army. And God decided to amplify their footsteps. It was recorded that as they were coming, the Syrian army took off and abandoned all their goods in the camp. And this was how these lepers had more than enough supply, not just for themselves. And they became this very set of people who liberated the entire nation from hunger. And this is something that I'm going to be teaching you about: failing forward. I don't know where you are at this point in your life. Maybe you've been abandoned, rejected, criticized, talked down on, everything negative people have said concerning you. Nobody seems to see anything good about you. Nothing looks like good. It's going to come out of you. Even you doubt yourself. You don't believe in yourself. But guess what? If you stay there and, pity party, you mourn over it, and then you will still die in misery. Guess what? The best thing to do is to fail forward. Failing is okay. If it's failure, fail, but make sure you're failing forward. Don't allow that rejection keep you on one spot. Don't allow the economic factor keep you on one spot. Don't allow the thought of men, the perception of men keep you on one spot. It doesn't matter what they believe or don't believe. It doesn't matter what they think about you or not. Make sure that you're failing forward. The Bible said the righteous man will fall 7 times and he will rise again. So failing is a part of life experience. That you are not rated right now doesn't mean that something good cannot come out of it. That you don't have anything to offer now doesn't mean that things can change for you tomorrow. But again, like I keep saying on this podcast, things don't just change. Everything according to Newton's law of motion, that everything is at the state of rest until an external force is applied. Just like the 4 lepers, they didn't relinquish themselves to their pity party and then just say, of what use are we? They took their decision, went forward towards the enemy's camp. If they have mercy on us, we will live. If they don't, we will die. We will still die anyway. So let's choose our death. I want to challenge you right now. Maybe you are dreamt to go to school and everything is against you and you're giving up on that dream. Get into that school first. Let it be known that you got admission and then you couldn't finish. It's better to drop out of school than to not be in school at all. It's better to fail in a business than to not try at all. It's better to get injured or bruised trying to achieve or climb over that mountain than to stay in your safe zone and do nothing about it. By all means, rise from that comfort zone and fail forward. Everybody who is anything you're celebrating today never knew that they could ever become it. Look at in the movie industry, for instance. Aki and Papa never thought that anybody will ever celebrate them because of the limitation of their birth. I mean, it was not their choice. They were born like that. And even though they were adults, they were still looking like children. But they decided to pick themselves and fail forward. And today they are globally celebrated as stars and celebrities. And it's not just them. Several others who were born with terrible birth defects, but they decided to pick themselves over and not lock up themselves in the room. So I'm challenging you this morning. Don't lock yourself in the room. Mourning over spilled milk. Your life is in your hands. Your destiny is in your hands. It is not as a man is created that he is. Not everybody that is taught that can become great. Not everybody that has money that can become great. It is as a man thinks. And it doesn't cost anything to think. Wherever you are, in the bush, you can think. In that dirty environment, you can think. I saw a story of a young girl who graduated in the university with the first class. And guess what? Where she was living from? She was coming from the slum. Abandoned by her father with her mother, suffering through school. And yet she came out with the first class. And that success story opened them up to a life they never dreamed they could ever have. So become that motivation today. Don't allow anything to hold you on one spot. Please, if you can't fly, run. If you can run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl. By all means, make sure that you are not on one spot. Best way to fail is to fail forward. And I'm waiting for you at the finishing line. And I know that you will definitely meet me there. And it is a place of honor and celebration. Congratulations. God bless you.